What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now today is October the 22nd, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. I will start off here in Washington, D.C., and then we will finish up in New York City. I hope you enjoy, and well, here we go. Now, starting with the base of ops vendor, we have two named items up here. First one is the Backbone. This is the named Lingmo backpack with perfectly unstoppable force. Now, this one's skill damage and crit hit damage. It's not bad. I would probably say if you want to use this one, use it with, like, say, the capacitor. That way you can take advantage of the skill damage, the crit damage, and that skill tier on top of the perfectly unstoppable force. Overall, I don't like this backpack, but in some cases, it will shine. Moving on, we do have the Grown Great. This is the named SMG with perfect stabilize, and this one with health damage. Now, for these two named items and, well, also the weapons, if you do not have them fully proficient, you don't have to use them. Just buy duplicates and donate them, and you can get them all fully proficient without ever using them. That way you can increase your expertise levels without really, having to use stuff that you don't normally use. Now, with that being said, we have the CTAR here with damage to targets at a cover and nearsighted. Now, the CTAR is a great AR to use, and damage to targets at a cover is a good attribute. So what I would do is just change the talent for whatever it is you want, and this is a good CTAR to use. And finally, for the weapons, we have a PX4 Storm Type F with swap speed and Optimist. Looking at the gear items, we have a Richter and Kaiser backpack with health, hazard, and protector, and then a Petrov chest piece with skilled crit damage and hazard. Looking at the mods, we have crit hit damage 9.9, drone plus 2 extra bombs, turret health 7.6, and sticky bomb burn duration of 4%. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the base of ops. No real must-buys, but the CTAR is fairly strong. Just change that talent, and you're good to go. Those attributes are nice. Just optimize them, and that's it.
Good trading with you, Agent.
All right, so base of ops vendor done. Let's run over here to the countdown and clan vendors. Now, just remember the countdown and clan vendors are both in New York City and Washington, D.C., but I'll go ahead and show them here while I'm at the base. Now, starting with the countdown vendor, whoa, we have a really good light glue. Wow, that's going to end up being a must-buy. So perfect brazen, you get amplified damage as long as you hit your target, basically, with a shotgun. So getting that amplified damage is amazing. This one has max shotgun damage, and it has damage to targets at a cover already on it. What I would do is recalibrate the damage to armor to max, and then that damage to targets at a cover will be one optimization away from max, and then you will have a god rolled like glue. Moving on, we have a battery pack, and this is a good one as well. So the battery pack is the named Empress International backpack with perfectly calculated as a talent. Now with this one, it already has skill damage on there, so you could easily just change the crit chance to skill haste or status effects, whatever you want, but this is a good backpack. And then finally, we have the Grudge. This is the named Banshee SMG with perfect vindictive. This is the named weapon you would typically get when you finish Warlords of New York. And this one with stability, it's okay. It's not the best. So I'm not really going to recommend it. But the other two are very good items. The light glue is godly. I really do like this light glue. And the battery pack isn't bad if you like calculated. So that is it for the countdown vendor. Let's run over here to the clan vendor. And while I do that, big shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. We are on all platforms, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. If you want to join the clan, just go to my Discord server and you will see different tabs for the different clans. Put your name on the list, and then whenever I have spots available, I will send out a big message to everybody. Now, with that being said, here is your clan vendor.
Good to see you, Agent.
And starting off at the top, we have the Tsunami. This is the named shotgun with perfect pummel, and this one with magazine size. The Tsunami isn't bad, it's a good weapon, but what I would do is change the magazine size off for, say, damage to targets at a cover, and you're good to go. Looking at the gear set items, we have a Aegis backpack with max armor. That's really good. That means you could change the status effects for whatever it is you want, and it will be fully god rolled. That's not bad. I'm not the biggest fan for this gear set. In fact, I do not like the gear set at all. I don't think it works properly. Even if you're a solo player, it's just not a good gear set. Now, the 3-piece bonus, that 15% armor, is nice, but everything else on it is just, it's just cabbage. It's cabbage. All right, moving on. We have a hardwired backpack with skill damage, not bad. And finally, a breaking point mask with crit chance. This is a good mask. For breaking point, you either want to go crit chance or headshot, whichever one, doesn't matter. And yeah, this one's not bad. It's one of the two. Going, ooh, Yaahl gear. Oh, snap, yo. Go to the clan vendor right now. Pick up as many as of these as you can. All right, I keep getting people talking to me about Yaahl gear. I get it all the time. Hey, man, I'm looking for Yaahl gear. Hey, man, I'm farming for Yaahl gear. This is your perfect opportunity. Right here at the clan vendor, we have a Yaahl gear mask. Okay, now you can pick this one up, make it double crit, and then save it. But then you need to pick up, I don't know, however many of these masks as you can, and then just deconstruct them, because it will give you Yaahl gear tokens to allow you to craft. Now, I understand this is a vendor reset video, but let me just show you really quick, okay? So if you buy a few of these masks, and then you just, say you need some more Yaahl gear materials, you deconstruct them. Oh, I'm already maxed. All right, it doesn't work for me because I'm already maxed on Yaahl gear. But I'll show you. So if you run over here to the crafting table, okay? So crafting table, you would go, you could go mask, and then just scroll down. You have the Yaahl gear Hollow Man mask, which you could use right here. You have the normal Yaahl gear mask that you can craft right there. I believe it's the holster. We have a few Yaahl gear items that you can craft. There's the Yaahl gear holster right there. And what you can do basically is just pick up as many of those Yaahl gear masks as you can at the clan vendor, and then just go to your crafting station and just craft as many, Yaahl gear items as you can, so that you can make all of your builds. It's really not that bad. It's a long process, I will admit to you, but it's well worth it. All right. Now going back to the high-end items, starting with the X45. This pistol has max pistol damage, future perfect, but then stability. So that's not that great. Moving on, we have a M700 tactical with damage to armor and behind you. The behind you talent is not that great at all. I would go with determined. That is the #1 sniper talent to use in the game. Determined. And this thing could be a monster. For the remaining high-end items, we have a Empress chest piece with crit chance, skill haste, and trauma. Yaahl gear mask with crit damage and headshot. This does have really good attributes. So you could make this double crit. You could make it crit chance headshot. You could make this crit damage armor regen. You could make this crit hazard. You could make this headshot hazard. This is a really good mask, and the attributes are high enough to where you could just do whatever you want, pick up as many of these as you want, and you don't have to worry about Yaahl gear anymore. For the remaining high-end items, we have a Hunting M44 with damage to armor and flatline. Again, just change the flatline off for determined, and you're good to go. We have a Zoo chest piece with obliterate, crit damage, and headshot damage. This one is really good, actually. I'm going to pick this one up because you could go double crit with Obliterate. They are nerfing Obliterate a little bit next update from 25 to 20%, which is fine. But it's still going to be very strong because of the 10-second duration. So pick this one up, go double crit, or if you're nasty, you could change the weapon damage off for an armor core and be good to go that way. And then finally, we have a Badger Tough backpack with crit chance, explosive resistance, and protector. Looking at the mods, we have skill haste 10.8, pulse cone size 6.7, Seeker Mine damage 4.5, and Seeker Mine +1 clusters. Now, must buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. The Tsunami's not bad. All of the gear set items aren't bad, but they're not like must buys in my book. I mean, they're nice. And if you're a hardwired player, you want that. If you're a breaking point player, you want that. And if you're an Aegis player, you'll want that. But for me personally, it's okay. Going to the high-end items, the Yaahl Gear Mask is most definitely a must-buy. This will be one of the top must-buys for the video because Yaahl Gear is PvP exclusive. You can only get it from the conflict caches, from the DZ caches, from the Dark Zone, or from the Dark Zone vendors. It is rare that the clan vendors sell it, so while it's here, take full advantage and buy as many as you can. The Zoo chess piece is not bad at all. Go double crit with that Obliterate, and you're good to go. All right. And that is it for all of the vendors at the base. So now let's travel west, and then we will double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. Here we go. And if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. What are you waiting on? Come on, we do this every week, and it's a blast. So support by hitting the thumbs up and subscribe for more Division content. I post every day. And here is the campus settlement. Starting off at the top, we have the Dare. This is the named LMG with perfect flatline, and this one with headshot damage. Following that, we have a classic M44 with accuracy and flatline, and a Big Show. This is the named LMG with perfect Thunderstrike. And this one with damage to armor. I mean, those are the attributes you want. It's not my favorite LMG in the game, but it is fairly nice. It hits harder and faster than the Dare. Heyo. But it does have a significantly less magazine size. Going on to the gear items, we have a Providence mask with headshot and explosive resistance. This is a good mask for headshot builds. Just change the explosive resistance off for crit chance and go crit, headshot, you're good to go. And then finally, we have a Murakami holster with armor regen and crit chance. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.4, chem launcher damage 4.2, hive healing 4.0, pulse cone size 6.4, and trap duration 4.1. Now, must buys, things to look for from the campus. The Providence mask isn't bad for headshot builds. I think I just did a headshot damage build yesterday with a Providence piece with headshot and crit chance, or headshot and armor regen, whichever one. So you could change the explosive resistance off for either crit chance or armor regen, whatever you want, and you're good to go. Just optimize the other attributes. And that is it for the campus. So now it's time to go to our Dark Zone vendors, starting with Dark Zone West. West! Let's go! And just a friendly reminder for all of these Dark Zone vendors, you have to have DZ resources to buy anything. That's the only currency that the Dark Zone vendors take. So go to your resources tab, and then you have to toggle all the way down. You see where your keys are, and then just above your keys are your Dark Zone resources. For example, I have 825 out of 999, so if I run out of Dark Zone resources, I have to go into the Dark Zone and open up the little blue boxes, or I have to get contaminated items, deconstruct them into DZ resources, and then extract them. But either way, you'll get Dark Zone resources from those methods, and then you can buy stuff from these vendors. Remember that these vendors will sell PvP exclusives, starting with Dark Zone West. And our first thing is the backup boomstick. This is the exact same thing that I show people all the time in my build videos. The only difference is that mine has damage to targets out of cover and preservation. I mean, let's see here. So it comes with reload speed and ignited. I'm not a big fan of either one of those for a combo, so I'm probably going to say pass. For the other two weapons, we have a military M870 with damage targets at a cover and killer. That's a really, really strong M870. What I would do is just change killer for whatever talent you want, and you're good to go. That is a really strong shotty. Shotties are coming back in a big, big way, especially with the next update. And then finally for the weapons, we have a police MK17 with crit chance and ranger. Looking at the gear items, we have a ongoing directive pair of gloves with weapon handling, Heartbreaker knee pads with hazard. Heartbreaker and hazard is like spaghetti and meatballs. It's really, really, really good, really strong. If you can put together a Heartbreaker build with hazard, you could be unstoppable. For the final two high-end items, we have Heligod gloves with status and skill damage, and Jessica knee pads with double crit. Nice. That's a really good pair of knee pads. You could pick up two of these. One just to no, just pick up one. Max out the attributes and or change the weapon damage to armor. That's a really good pair of knee pads. Looking at the mods, we have armor on kill 15.1k, seeker mine +1 cluster, shield health 4.3, firefly damage 5.8, and decoy health of 5.5. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ West. The M870, really strong. And the Cheska knee pads, very strong. All right. So that is it for Dark Zone West. Now it's time to take our talents down south to the deep south. We're going down south, boy. Woo, boy, we going down south to Dark Zone South. Here we go. And DZ South, big money, no whammies. Yo, the Matador. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. The Matador. Everyone and their freaking mom loves this backpack. The Matador. It gives you weapon damage from the Walker Harris brand set, and it gives you extra bonus armor all the way up to 69% if you get all three active at the same time. So 69% bonus armor with extra damage. Yes, please. Now this one, the attributes, armor regen and headshot, it's okay. I mean, you could go armor regen, headshot, and just change the weapon damage to an armor core, be good to go. Or you could change the headshot off for crit chance, crit damage, whatever, go crit armor regen, or you could change the armor regen to crit chance and go crit headshot. But either way, this is a very, very good backpack, and it's very sought after from a lot of players. A lot of players want to see this backpack. So here it is, DZ South. Moving on, we have a MP5 with crit hit damage and fast hands, an AUG AR with armor damage and perpetuation, and then finally a M45A1 with reformation and crit chance. Looking at the gear items, we have a tip of the spear backpack with crit chance, ongoing directive chest piece with armor regeneration, 511 backpack with versatile, yuck, hazard and skill damage. And then finally, Jessica chest piece with headshot, explosive resistance, and tag team. Looking at the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.3, drone damage reduction 4.9, turret duration 6.0, and sticky bomb duration 6.3. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ South. The Matador, all day, day. Pick up the Matador. And before we go to DZ East, we need to make a pit stop to the campus settlement, or the castle settlement, my bad. Castle, not campus, castle. Come on. Like Frank Castle. He's not Frank Campus, he's Frank Castle. Come on. The Punisher. All right, run over here to Ransom, pet the dog. The easiest way to do this is to fast travel to the descent entrance. Aw, good doggy. All right, and then the dog should just start walking away as soon as we're done. Longest pet ever. And the dog. Oh, nope. Another interaction. Let's go. What do we got here? Oh, another pet. I don't want to. No. Get it. Get out of here. Get out of here. Can I get out of here? Come on. Get me out of here. Dude. All right. Good dog. Yeah. I pet you twice. Whatever. You're not like the other dog that has multiple interactions, are you? Now, before this music starts to blare out my headset, let's go ahead and hit this vendor, the Castle vendor. Starting with the Night Watcher, this is the named Hildegard mask with Scanner Pulse Haste as an attribute. And this one comes with Health. Following that, we have a G28, which will be fully auto next update. This right here, this marksman rifle, will be fully auto next update. And this one with damage to targets at a cover, so you could just change the talent for whatever it is you want, and you're good to go. Following that, we have a Black Market M60 with health damage and Ranger, Hildegard Mask with hazard and explosive resistance, and Palisade Holster with hazard and repair skills. Looking at the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.1, Chem Launcher +1 ammo, Hive Healing 4.0, Pulse Radius 8.6, and Trap Duration of 5.9. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Castle. The G28 is okay, but that marksman rifle damage is so low. Even if you change the talent for whatever it is you want, you would still have to optimize this like 5-6 times to get it fully god rolled. So I'm not, it's a good one, but I'm not going to say it's a must buy. Really, none of these are a must buy in my opinion. Okay, let's move on. So after the Castle, we hit DZ East. Now the DZ East is a little bit different from the other Dark Zones. I fast travel to the Alpha checkpoint, and then I just exit out this checkpoint right here. That way, the vendor's right here, and you don't have to fast travel all the way to the main entrance and then run all the way down. So here we go, DZ East.
What can I do?
The Hollow Man mask. Yo, what is going on today? Pick this one up right now. The Hollow Man mask is getting a big buff next update. That health damage is going from 10% to 14%, and the Yaahl Gear 2-piece bonus of weapon damage is getting doubled next update. So this mask is going to be a best in slot mask next update. Pick this up right now. Yaahl Gear Hollow Man mask at the DZ East vendor. It is 153 Dark Zone resources, but I promise you it is worth it. Please pick up this mask for the next update. Change repair skills for whatever it is you want. It doesn't matter. And then just optimize that armor to max. That is a really, really good mask. Moving on, we have a G28 again. This one feature perfect in accuracy. And then finally a GR9 with crit chance and preservation. Looking at the gear items, we have a Cavalier mask with skill haste, Striker holster with weapon handling, Grupo mask with crit hit damage and explosive resistance, and finally Murakami holster with skill damage and hazard. Looking at the mods, we have skill haste 10.0, Chem Launcher skill haste 6.0, Hive duration 4.2, Pulse health 14.5, and Trap duration of 4.2. But the must-buy from DZ East is the Hollow Man mask. Pick this one up right now. It is getting a buff next update. And that comes out on Tuesday. All right, so now that we are done with our Dark Zones, we have one more stop in Washington, D.C. before we go to New York. And that is the theater. The theater! We are going to the theater! And hopefully we get something good from this guy. We'll see. Big money, no whammies.
Looking for something specific.
And starting with the Calibre. This is the named shotgun with perfect jazz hands, and it comes with crit chance. But that shotgun damage is so low that I started to stumble just talking about it. I was like, ugh. Like 5.1% shotgun damage? What is that? Come on. I can't recommend that. Moving on, we have a tactical Super 90 with health damage and fast hands, and a lightweight M4 with damage targets at a cover and spike. Yo, pick up this lightweight M4 right now. Pick up this lightweight M4 right now. This becomes fully auto next update, next week. This becomes fully auto. And this one with damage to targets at a cover, all you have to do is change the talent for whatever talent you want, and you're good to go. This weapon does have the long underbarrel rail, so you can change spike to flatline and get amplified damage that way. That's what I would do, and that's what I recommend you do, because next week this becomes fully auto. Following that, we have 511 gloves with health skill haste, and Overlord knee pads with crit chance and skill haste. Looking at the mods, we have Pulse Resistance 8.5, Seeker Mine Healing 5.9, Shield Deflector Damage 4.2, Firefly Blind Effect Duration 5.7, and Decoy Health of 6.0. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the theater. The lightweight M4 would probably be the only thing I would recommend. It already has damage to targets at a cover on it. Just change the talent and then fully optimize it. And I'm telling you, next week, this weapon will put a smile on your face because it will be fully auto. And that is it for the Washington, D.C. vendors. Now let's jump over to New York. And we have two more vendors. We have Marco at the top of the escalator, and then we have Roy Benitez. Come on. There we go.
Hostile guardians detected.
So let's run up here to Marco, see what you got. Marco, Polo. Starting with the M1928 with armor damage and reformation. It's okay. Classic M60 with crit chance and perpetuation. A military M870 with rate of fire and steady-handed. Gross. And a card 45 with armor damage and killer. None of those weapons look good. Moving on, we have a Wyvern chest piece with tag team crit hit damage and armor regen. Habsburg guard knee pads. Okay, these are some good knee pads. What you could do is just change the health off for headshot damage, and you could have headshot and crit chance on these. Not bad at all for a headshot build. And then finally, we have a Sokolov Concern Mask with headshot and explosive resistance. Looking at the mods, we have headshot 7.2, disorient resistance 8.5, shield health 4.1, hive duration 4.1, and sticky bomb damage of 6.2. Now, must-buys, things to look for from Marco. Not really, man. Marco, I mean, the Habsburg guard, you can make crit chance and headshot, but that's really about it.
Thanks for the trade.
Okay. Now it is time to hit up our last vendor of the video, Roy Benitez. But wait, make sure you pet this dog twice. The first interaction, you're just petting the dog, but the second interaction here is random. So he could roll over, he could try to shake your hand, he could just sit there and bark at you. Let's see what he does. All right, so there's your first interaction, and here's the second. What do you do? Oh! Oop, psych! He's playing with me. Nice. Very good. And finally, Roy Benitez.
Hey.
Starting with the SMG-9 with health damage and preservation. Then we have a military M60 with crit chance and measured. An ACS-12 with health damage and vindictive. And finally, an X-45 tactical with a killer and headshot. Looking at the gear items, we have a Habsburg guard chest with hazard status and reassigned. Electric gloves with status and hazard. These are really good gloves because the status goes with their one-piece status, so you could double up that way, and you could just change the hazard for like skill damage or something like that, and use this on a status build. That could be very strong. And then finally, we have a Golden Gear holster. This is a good holster. Decent armor, crit damage, and headshot to where you could change one of those for armor regeneration and put this on an armor regen build. You could go double crit. You could go crit chance headshot. You could go so many different ways with this Golden Gear holster. And for the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.2, Armor on Kill 15.5k, Drone Health 8.6, Hive Health 7.8, and Decoy Health of 6.0. Now, must-buys, things to look for from Roy Benitez. I would say maybe the electric gloves and the Golden Gear holster. You just have to change some attributes around, and you're good to go. But all right, everyone, that is it for our weekly vendor reset and must-buys for today, October the 22nd. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that thumbs up, support the channel by subscribing, and ring that notification bell for my daily Division content. But that's it. Have a good day. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Peace out.